and welcome back to Queen G's Recipes, and today I am going to be showing you the perfect banana cake with a amazing cream cheese frosting. It is to die for. You will love it. And the ingredients you'll be needing you probably already have at home, and I'll be making this today in my standing mixer, but most definitely you can use a bowl and an electric handheld whisk and that'll work just fine. And just to start off, I'm going to be using a glass dish here. I am using a 9 by 13 well greased with softened butter dish, and you can make this in a stainless steel dish, whatever you like those Wilton baking dishes, that's totally fine too. So the ingredients we'll be needing here are 4 ripe bananas. Now mine are very, very ripe, and this is exactly how you want it because it's going to give you a nice sweet and moist cake. So you want that. You don't want to use any green or, you know, partially yellow bananas. You want to make sure they are nice and ripe. Okay, so 4 mashed bananas. We'll be mashing these up after. And here I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We're also going to be needing 3 tablespoons of sour cream. Here we have 3 cups of flour. Into the flour I have added 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon, and we've also added 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Here we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. We're also going to be needing 1/2 cup of softened butter at room temperature. Mine is a little too softened because it was on top of my stove while the oven was on. Here we have 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, or any flavorless oil will do. We're going to need 3 eggs. We're also going to need 1 cup of milk. And that's about it. So for the frosting, I'll show you the ingredients once we get there. You also want to make sure you have your oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's move on to the next step. And before I forget, we're also going to be needing 3/4 cups of packed brown sugar and 3/4 cups of regular granulated sugar as well. Okay, so into our standing mixer, we are going to add in our softened butter. Okay. We're also going to add in our sugars. And we're going to mix this for about a minute or so until we have a nice creamy consistency. Okay, so our mixture is perfect here, very soft. We'll add in our vanilla, and we're also going to add in our vegetable oil. Okay. All right, and we'll give this another mix just till incorporated, about another 30 seconds or so. Okay, so if you need to scrape down the sides of your bowl as you go along, just do so. That's perfect, just like I'm doing now. Make sure you scrape the middle as well. It's very important. Okay. Now we're going to add in our sour cream. Okay. And mix till incorporated. Okay, now that that's mixed, we'll add in our eggs and mix for another 30 seconds. Okay, so I have already mashed up my 4 bananas. Now we'll just add it in. Okay, and we're gonna mix for another 30 seconds or so. Okay, so now into our dry mixture here, I'm going to add my baking soda. All right. Okay. and we're going to add in our milk. So what we're going to do is we're going to alternate with the milk and the flour, ending with the flour. So we're going to start off with a third of the milk and a third of the flour mixture. Okay. And we're going to mix just until incorporated. Okay, so another third of our milk and another third of our flour. So the last third cup of milk and the flour will be our last batch. Okay, now we're just going to scrape the sides of our bowl. Make sure we're not leaving anything behind here, that nothing's stuck in the middle, and we're getting everything nice, perfectly combined here. All right. Okay. Now the remaining of our milk, and always ending with the flour, and the remaining of our flour mixture. Okay, mix just until combined. Okay, so our mixture looks great. I'm going to remove my paddle attachment, I'm going to remove my bowl, and we're ready to place it into our baking dish. Okay, so now we're going to place our cake in our preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 40 minutes or so. It does depend on oven to oven, but I will let you know how long mine was in there for and what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so my cake was in the oven for exactly 38 minutes, and now we're going to allow our cake to cool completely, and we're going to work on our cream cheese frosting. Okay, so now for our cream cheese frosting, we're gonna need 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese at room temperature. Here we have a 1/4 cup of softened butter. I'm using salted. If you're using unsalted, just add a pinch of salt. Here we have 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, and here we have 3 cups of icing sugar. If you find yours is too thin or you would like it a little more thicker, then you can add a little bit more. So I'll leave that up to you. Now we'll move over to our standing mixer. Okay, so we'll place our cream cheese in, and we are going to mix until nice and creamy. Okay, so now we'll add in our soft butter here, and we're going to mix again until both are nice and creamy and incorporated together. Okay, so make sure that you're scraping along the sides, and now we're going to add in a bit of our sugar, maybe 1/3 of it, and we're going to mix. Okay, you want to scrape along the sides and make sure that when you're mixing your butter and your cream cheese that you mix it for at least a couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And when adding in your icing sugar, do the same thing as well. So we'll add in another portion. Okay. And then we'll mix again. Okay, so now we're going to add in our remaining icing sugar here. And after each addition of your icing sugar, make sure you mix your frosting for at least 2 minutes. So we're going to mix again for another 2 minutes. Okay, so after mixing for 2 minutes, I'm going to add in my lemon juice, and we're going to mix again for another 2 minutes. Okay, so our cream cheese frosting is done, and what I did was while my cake was cooling, I just covered it with a clean tea towel just to keep it nice and moist on top. And now we'll place our cream cheese frosting, and clearly when you put your frosting in the fridge with your cake, it will firm up, but it is at the perfect consistency to be served. You can top this with some fresh bananas if you're going to serve it right away, or you can even top it with some pecans, some toasted pecans, or even leave it just with the icing and it'll be perfect. Okay, so here we have our banana cake ready. I just placed some sliced bananas on top topped with a little bit of cinnamon, and now we're ready to try our cake. Okay, so now we're ready to try our cake. Wow, this cake is super moist. It'll be the best banana cake you will ever try. The frosting is perfection. Everything is perfect about it, and you must try this recipe. Really good. Well, here you have it, guys, a perfect banana cake frosted with a perfect cream cheese frosting for any occasion. And I really hope you guys give this recipe a try. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time we upload a new and delicious video. And share the recipe with your family and friends, and simply just enjoy it. You will love it, I guarantee it. So I'll see you on my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.